Picture this, a secret that lurks in nearly half of all committed relationships. A betrayal some say feels even worse than an affair. What are we talking about? Financial infidelity. Get this, recent surveys show a staggering 42% of people in committed relationships confess to keeping money secrets from their partner. That hidden bank account, those sneaky credit card bills, that loan they never mentioned, could this be going on in your relationship? Finding out the truth can be absolutely crushing, but letting it fester, that could cost you far more. So, financial infidelity. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But what it actually means is something incredibly common and seriously damaging. This isn't about forgetting to mention that latte you bought this morning. True financial infidelity is when one partner intentionally keeps important financial information from the other. We're talking hiding spending habits, secret debts, undisclosed bank accounts, or even fibbing about how much they earn. And get this, 42% of US adults who are married or living with someone fess up to doing this. That's nearly 1 out of every 2 couples. But why is this happening so much? Well, the reasons are all over the map. Some folks are scared of being judged or controlled by their partner, worried they won't approve of their spending, or they just want to keep a bit of financial freedom or secrecy to themselves. For others, it could be shame about debt, not being great with money, or even serious issues like compulsive shopping or a gambling problem. And let's be honest, talking about money can be super awkward, right? So, couples avoid it, and that just lets secrets grow. One study even found that for 1 in 3 Americans, secret spending is a weekly thing, and half admit they hide receipts. And yep, social media has its part to play. 1 in 5 Americans reportedly fessed up to lying about a purchase they made because of something they saw on Instagram or TikTok. It's pretty eye-opening how common this is across different generations too. A 2025 survey showed that a whopping 67% of Gen Zers, that's 18 to 28-year-olds in relationships, have dabbled in financial infidelity. Compare that to 54% of millennials, 33% of Gen Xers, and 30% of baby boomers. And here's a real kicker. Gen Z might be the most likely to do it, but they're also the most likely to say it's just as bad, or even worse, than actual cheating. No matter the reason or who's doing it, at the heart of it, it's a massive breach of trust. Many experts and people who've been through it say the damage from financial infidelity feels a lot like being physically or emotionally cheated on. In fact, in some surveys, almost half the people asked said it's just as bad, if not worse. When you can't be open about money, the whole foundation of your relationship starts to crumble. This isn't just about the money itself, it's about honesty, respect, and that future you thought you were building together. Finding out about financial infidelity, it can feel like a total punch to the gut. It's a deep betrayal that can leave you reeling, both emotionally and practically. That feeling of shock, the rage, the utter confusion, these are completely normal reactions when hidden money secrets blow up. Just imagine you and your partner are finally ready to buy that dream house you've both worked so hard for. Then, bam! During the mortgage application, you find out your partner secretly took out a $100,000 loan. This isn't made up. It's a true story. The wife, who made more money and had completely trusted her husband with their finances, felt utterly betrayed. Their dreams of a new home, crushed. But even worse, the trust she had in him, gone. Or how about this real-life situation? One partner managed to hide a whopping $77,000 in credit card debt for years. When that secret finally blew open, the other spouse was left furious, bewildered, and questioning everything about their relationship. How could this even happen? Who was this person they thought they knew so well? And these aren't just one-off horror stories. They're what so many people go through when financial lies turn their lives inside out. The fallout isn't just emotional, though that's huge. It hits hard in very real, practical ways, often with long-term financial damage. Secret spending sprees or hidden debts can wipe out your shared savings, your emergency cushion, leaving you totally exposed when life throws a curveball. Credit scores can get trashed, making it tough to get a loan for a car, a house, or even for school. Any kind of joint financial planning? Forget about it. If one person's hiding debt, say goodbye to that mortgage approval or those big purchase plans. If income's being hidden, one partner might be carrying way more of the financial load without even knowing it. Even secretly stashing away savings, which sounds like it could be good, can actually mess up your ability to plan for big future goals together. One expert shared a heartbreaking story about a woman who got a knock on the door from the sheriff. She and her kids were being evicted. Her husband's financial secrets had cost them everything. Then there's a story from 2025 about someone whose friend found out her fiancé was drowning in debt from a failed business right before their wedding. Talk about stress and doubt. These secrets, whether they're massive debts or a steady drip of smaller hidden buys, just breed anxiety and make everything feel unstable. For some, like the couple who had to drain a huge chunk of their 401k to cover therapy and debt after an affair, the financial damage can last a lifetime, messing with their retirement and even their kids' future. Often, though, it's the emotional damage that hits hardest. We're talking feelings of betrayal, a complete loss of trust, deep hurt, anger, and constant anxiety. It can spark endless fights, create a really toxic vibe at home, and pretty much shut down any real communication. The partner who was kept in the dark might feel ashamed and end up watching the other person like a hawk, while the one who did the hiding might be eaten up by guilt. Trying to rebuild that trust? It's a tough, uphill battle, and sometimes the damage is just too much, and the relationship ends in separation or divorce. As we mentioned, nearly half the people in some surveys said financial infidelity is just as bad or worse than a physical affair because it shakes the very security you thought you had. Okay, so suspecting or discovering financial infidelity is incredibly painful, but the good news is, there are things you can do to get to the truth and start building a more transparent future, whether that's together or on your own. First things first, if your gut is telling you something's off, pay attention to warning signs. Does your partner get defensive or angry if you bring up money? Are they suddenly cagey with bank statements? Or have they changed online banking passwords without talking to you? Maybe new credit card bills are showing up that you've never seen before, or there are weird withdrawals or transfers you can't explain. Perhaps they're suddenly talking about opening new credit cards or getting loans without a good reason, or their spending habits have drastically changed. Either they're pinching every penny or suddenly have a bunch of new stuff you didn't discuss. If you're worried, talking about it is crucial even though it's going to be tough. Try to go into the conversation wanting to understand, not just to accuse. If you have any info or evidence, lay it out calmly. Ask open-ended questions like, "Can you help me understand what's been going on with X?" This chat could be a real turning point. If it turns out financial infidelity has happened, what you do next is really important. Both of you have to be ready to work on fixing things. First, you've got to acknowledge the betrayal and the hurt it's caused. The partner who is dishonest needs to take full responsibility. No excuses, no defensiveness. And the partner who was betrayed needs the space to let out all that hurt, anger, and confusion. Seriously, those feelings need to be heard and validated before any healing can start. Next, the partner who kept secrets has to be willing to lay it all bare. We're talking full access to everything: bank accounts, credit card statements, loan papers, the works. Sometimes this is called assessing the damage. This total honesty is the only way you can both face the new reality together. Then dig into why this happened. Was it fear, guilt, bad communication, control issues, different ideas about money, or maybe even an addiction? Getting to the root cause is key to making sure it doesn't happen again. And finally, it's time to team up and create a new financial game plan. This means building a budget together, setting shared goals, both short-term and long-term, like saving for a house, wiping out debt, or planning for retirement, and figuring out how you'll manage your accounts, whether joint or separate. The important part isn't just whether accounts are shared or not, but that you both understand and agree on how they're handled. So, first up, it's super important to set clear rules and check in regularly. You and your partner should agree on spending limits for things you buy on your own, and make the big money decisions as a team. Honestly, planning regular money dates or financial check-ins, whether that's every week or just once a month, gives you both a chance to go over your accounts, talk about the budget, and see how you're doing on your shared goals. This way, you both stay in the loop. Now, if trust has been broken, rebuilding it is definitely a slow process. Trust doesn't just snap back into place overnight. It takes consistent honesty, being reliable, and real effort from both sides. And if you're the one who broke the trust, you really need to be patient and understand that it's just going to take time. And hey, don't be afraid to get some outside help. Couples therapy or financial counseling can give you a safe, neutral space to deal with all the emotional mess, get better at talking to each other, and build healthier money habits. Sometimes individual therapy is also a good idea to work on personal issues that played a part, or just to cope with the pain of betrayal. Now, for some couples, the trust might just be too broken to fix, and separation or divorce could be where things are headed. If that's the case, you absolutely need to protect yourself financially. This could mean opening your own bank accounts, changing all your passwords, and definitely talking to a financial advisor or a divorce lawyer to understand your rights and make sure you're looked after. At the end of the day, building financial transparency isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing commitment. It needs open talk, mutual respect, and sharing the responsibility. So what do you think about financial infidelity? Have you been through this? Or do you have any advice for others trying to work through this tough spot? Drop your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Let's help each other build stronger, more honest financial lives. And hey, if this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more on tackling life's messy bits, and share it with anyone you think needs to hear this. That 42% statistic is a real wake-up call. So many couples are dealing with hidden money. Financial infidelity is a huge issue, and it really can shatter trust and throw lives completely off track. The stories we've heard about hidden debt, secret spending, and broken trust are truly gut-wrenching. But they're also a massive warning sign. The emotional and financial fallout can be awful, but just understanding the problem is the very first step to finding a way through it. Whether you're trying to stop financial secrets before they even start, you're reeling from a discovery right now, or you're in the trenches trying to rebuild after being betrayed, the way forward always involves open communication, rock-solid honesty, and a real commitment from both sides to being transparent about money. It's all about making money a tool that helps you build a life together, not something that rips you apart. Look, it's not always going to be an easy road, but by really committing to openness and shared responsibility, couples can protect their relationships from the terrible impact of money secrets and build a much stronger, more secure future. And please remember, you're not alone in this and there's help out there.